香ばしい。雪平相馬。その品は一体。
ですね。こいつは親子丼なんす。
は？
親子丼？
ああ、言われてみれば丼に入ってないっすもんね、これ。でもまあ味わってみてくださいよ。こいつが今の俺が出せる最高のフレンチです。
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of mine. Today I'm going to be doing something different from what I usually do. I'm going to be doing a cooking video. I am attempting to make Yukihira's reconstructed French chicken and rice from Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars Season 2's final episode. Remember, this is just an attempt, not a perfect replica of the dish. Because I do make a few mistakes and it does not look the exact same as the animes. I still think I did a pretty good job for what I came up with. So anyways, this is what I came up with and I hope you enjoy. The ingredients that you will need are honey, sugar, Madeira wine, red wine, veau, ground chicken, butter, onions, quail, oregano, pepper, risotto, half and half cream, eggs, water, and olive oil. First thing you want to do is get a pot of water, fill it up, and add salt to it to make it salt water. Next, get your head of cabbage and clean it off. Then put a head of cabbage in the salt water and let it cook for 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes is up, drain it and allow it to completely cool off. When it is completely cool, peel as many cabbage leaves off as you want. Now we'll be moving on to cooking the chicken. First, melt about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan. Then when the butter is completely melted, start to cook the chicken in the pan, and when it is completely done, set the chicken off to the side for later. Now we will begin to cut up one onion into many small pieces. When you are done cutting up the onion, add all the small pieces to a pan of oil. Stir them around so the onions are coated with oil. Then put a lid on the pan and heat it up and let it set for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes are up, take the lid off, stir around, and put it back on for another 5 minutes. Repeat this until the onions are soft and translucent, but not browning, and set aside for later. I did mess up on this part though, because my onions starting to brown, but I just kept them like that anyway, because I didn't know what else to do, so yeah. We will now work on making the egg risotto. One difference from Shokugeki that I had to make was I had to use regular eggs and quail eggs, because for the life of me, I could not find quail eggs anywhere to buy. Anyways, step 1 to making the risotto. Whisk 4 eggs in a separate bowl and add half a cup of water to it. Place 2 cups of risotto rice in a saucepan. Whisk in the egg mixture. Cover the pan over a medium-low heat, stirring constantly until the mixture is thick and creamy for about 4 to 5 minutes. Then add 1/4 a cup of milk to it at the end. Though for my risotto, I don't know what happened, it would not get soft, so I kept adding chicken broth until it got soft, and then it did not take me 4 to 5 minutes to get it completely cooked. With the risotto finished, you will now mix the chicken, the onions, and the egg risotto mixture all together into one bowl and stir it up. And this mixture will make your stuffing for the quail later. Oh, and I forgot to pour in the milk earlier, so I decided to pour it in now. We will now begin to work on the quail. But before I get into what you have to do with the quail, I recommend getting the biggest quail you can find, because I got pretty small quail and my stuffing was too big for it, and it will show later on that it does not fit in the quail. But I continue to do with it anyway, so get the biggest quail you can and I'll tell you what to do with it now. First, what you want to do with the quail is just wash it off of any blood or any remaining stuff left on it from the packaging or wherever you got it from. Then you want to get a knife and completely cut the top open in half to where you can get inside so you can put stuffing in it later. Now get the cabbage leaves and the risotto mix that you had on the side and start wrapping the risotto mix in the cabbage leaf the best you can. And once you have finished wrapping them, try to put the cabbage wrap in the quail as best as you can. And as you can see, like I said earlier, my quail was too small and my cabbage wrap was too big. And get some sort of string to tie it all together so it doesn't fall apart when you start to cook it. Now to start cooking the quail. You want to get a pan that can go on the stove and in the oven. Fill the pan with oil and start to heat it up. Once the oil has heated, put the quail in the pan. And then pour some oil right on top of the quail. And let it sit there for about 3 to 4 minutes. After the 3 to 4 minutes are up, you want to take the pan and put it in the oven set to 350 degrees and set the timer for about 5 to 10 minutes, and when that timer goes off, flip the quail and cook the other side of it for 5 to 10 minutes. While the quail is cooking, we will now start working on our sauce. First, get a pot and fill it up with half a cup of honey and a fourth a cup of sugar, and heat it up until it is a golden brown color mixture. Once it's a golden color, add 1 cup of Madeira wine, 1/3 a cup of red wine, and 1 cup of fondue veau, and let it simmer for a little bit. While the quail is still cooking and your sauce is simmering, it's time to work on the poached eggs. Again, I do not have any quail eggs, so I'm just using regular eggs for this. Heat 2 cups of half and half cream with 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan, and let the butter completely melt in the half and half cream. Slide the non-beaten eggs into the hot cream and make sure they are not touching each other. Then sprinkle some salt and pepper over the top of the eggs. Once the egg is completely covered in white on the top of it, it is time to take the eggs out and set them aside. Once you have finished making the poached eggs, go back to your sauce, turn off the heat, and add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce into it and stir it. When your poached eggs and sauce are done, your quail should be done around this time. Once you take the quail out of the oven, it is time to serve them on the plates and prepare them how you would like. You could follow what I did or do what you want. Anyways, fine, and this was my final product, and I hoped you enjoyed it. And this is what I came up with trying to recreate Yukihira's reconstructed French chicken and eggs. I'll put all the ingredients that I used and the steps I came up with in the description below. And if you come up with a better way of making this dish than I did, please let me know. I would love to try and make it. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video I make. See ya! Yeah.